So this is the first chapter of Aptitude Directions. First, distance between 2 points is equal to shortest distance between 2 points, i.e. directly connect 2 points. Suppose if asked find the distance between A and B, and we have reached B by this, and distance between A and B is the shortest distance. Directly connect A and B, the distance is the distance between A and B. Now I will show you the directions: north, south, east, west. You should go like this: north के clockwise 90 degrees east, east के 90 degree clockwise is south, south के 90 degree clockwise is west, and west के 90 degree clockwise is north. This is called northwest and it lies exactly at 45 degree. This is called northeast. This is southeast and this is southwest. This direction are defined as northwest and northwest north because the directions are defined according to poles, and poles are two poles, south pole and north pole. So it is 100% written southwest only, not west south. Okay, and this whole red region, any line, if suppose you get a line like this, still you will write this line as northwest only. But if if it's being too specific, then you should write it northwest west, because it's more on the west side, so you should write it north west west. And if something is like here, it should be north northwest. दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड. क्लॉकवाइज रोटेशन में नॉर्थ के बाद ईस्ट आएगा, ईस्ट के बाद क्लॉकवाइज, ईस्ट के क्लॉकवाइज रोटेशन में साउथ, साउथ के बाद वेस्ट, एंड वेस्ट के क्लॉकवाइज रोटेशन के बाद नॉर्थ, 90 डिग्री रोटेशन के बाद. सो नॉर्थ वेस्ट के 90 डिग्री है नॉर्थ ईस्ट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के 90 डिग्री है साउथ ईस्ट, साउथ ईस्ट के 90 डिग्री है साउथ वेस्ट. ओके, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Suppose the case is like this, and you are initially given just south, and he has drawn south like this. Then you have to, and you can easily identify north, south के opposite north. Then how will you identify east and west? I just told east के clockwise rotation में आता है south. So clockwise rotation तो ये है, क्योंकि यहाँ से अगर यहाँ east लिखते हैं तो ये तो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज है, ये क्लॉकवाइज है. So here will be east and here will be west, east west. So this is how it is going to be useful. If we change the axis, suppose you get a condition like this. Suppose it is only shown that here is southeast, then find all the directions. Southeast will lie between south and east, and both will be at 90 degree to each other. So here will be south or east, or here will be south or east. Where I just told east के 90 degree is south, clockwise. This is clockwise rotation. East के 90 degree, so this should be east and this should be south. Now you can get north, you can get west. No worries. South east you have got, then you can get all the directions. Okay. So this is how it is going to be useful. East के 90 degree clockwise is south, and north के 90 degree clockwise is east. This I noted. Suppose the question is like this. This is shown as northeast. So here or here will be north or east, or north or east. As I said, clockwise rotation of north is east. So this is only if we take this as north, then north के clockwise here आएगा east, but here is northeast, so here should be east. So ये तो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज रोटेशन हो जाएगा. So here it is going to be north and here is going to be east. Suppose if the statement is not important, LR concept is not important, because you can easily identify. Suppose if his okay, I will say, if someday he says then he goes straight from northwest. Straight from northwest, this is northwest, straight from northwest means 90 degree from northwest, straight 90 degree from northwest. If he says he turn right from northwest, then of course the right turn is 90 degree only. So northwest के 90 degree he will turn and go. कमिंग इनवर्ड फ्रॉम नॉर्थ, नॉर्थ से इनवर्ड आ रहा है, इनवर्ड मतलब टुवार्ड द सेंटर. What do you understand by this statement? D is to right of C, who is facing west. D है D है C के राइट में, who is facing west. D है C के राइट में, C who is facing west means C is facing west. This means C is facing west. If he had said D is right of C and is facing west, D is right of C and D is facing the west. This does it mean? Okay, so there was a question in a example series. It was about partners in carom. So what I was thinking, most ideal condition, yet it is valid. Suppose here A and C are opposite to each other, means A and C are partners, B and D are partners. So partners sit opposite to each other, so to cover the whole carom board. If suppose there is a statement like this, position of B with respect to A means, suppose you found the B here and A is initial position, he is here. So position of B with respect to A means A से एक line जोड़ो B की तरफ. So this is south east. B is southeast of A. Position of B is southeast of A. Position of B with respect to A means A से एक line जोड़ो B की तरफ. Now this is sun shadow problem. So the sun always goes from east to west along this line only. East to west, east to west. It does not go in this plane, means it does not go like this. Sun goes from here. See this 3D figure. From here it lifts and it goes along this line from here. So at this midpoint, when the sun is above, and if a person is standing here or person is standing here or anywhere in this line, if sun is here and person is standing anywhere in this line, there will be no shadow formed. So at noon there is no shadow formed, and sun goes from this to this only in this line. At morning the sun is east, means east. Sun rises from the east means here the sun is here, sunrays are falling here, means sun is here, and suppose you are standing here, your shadow will be formed here, so opposite. And at evening the sun is here, if you are standing here, your shadow will be formed here. So I will explain you according to light source. Suppose you are standing here and this is a light source, then your shadow will be formed here. Suppose you are here, light source is here, your shadow will be formed here. So shadow is always formed opposite to the light source. Okay, so there is some importance in this. This is object, its shadow is in west direction at morning, and at evening its shadow is in east direction. Okay, so this is the third case of directions. Direction in clock. Suppose this is the clock given and this is the time shown 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Hour clock here, minute clock here. This question statement is, let's say at 10 a.m. minute hand shows northeast direction. This is the minute hand and it is showing northeast direction. Do not first this is, its question says it shows northeast, mean this is northeast direction. So conclude all the direction from here. This will, here will be north के 90 degree clockwise east, west, south. Then you can find all the directions. So the question statement is, so at 3 p.m. the clock shows, at 3 p.m. the clock is like this, hour here, minute here. The hour clock shows the southeast direction. So this type of question statements are there. I will show you the questions of this. So here in this question statement he is saying He's currently facing with respect to start point. So suppose start point is this, and after solving you get the final point here. So start final. So he must be facing northwest if this question is of northwest, but the according question it is like here, so it will be northeast. And this question is about facing with respect to start point, and if it does not stay with respect to start point, suppose the person was here and it is facing like here, so this is west direction, not with respect to anyone, with respect to itself it is facing west direction, but with respect to starting point it is facing northwest direction. From the question statement, one morning means morning time the sun is toward east, face to face means opposite to each other, exactly to the right of Aditi. Vaishali's shadow is Vaishali east here, Vaishali here, her shadow will be here, okay, exactly to the right of Aditi, and Aditi is standing here, suppose, then Aditi's right is here only. So yes, if Vaishali, yes, means Aditi was here, Aditi was facing here, this direction, south direction, she was facing south direction. In this question statement, Adil is in the east of Shyam, who is in the north of Zio. Shyam is north of Zio, Pankaj is in south of Zio. Which direction? Okay. Adil is in east of Shyam. First, you have to static a point. Suppose this is Shyam. East of Shyam means east here direction. Adil is here. Who is in north of Zio? North of Zio means Zio must be here. Shyam is north of Zio. Shyam is north of Zio, okay? And Pankaj is in south of Zio. Pankaj is in south of Zio. Pankaj. So here Adil is in east of Shyam. Suppose you fix Shyam. Adil is in east of Shyam. Shyam के east में, east west does not changes. East here direction. Adil is east of Shyam. Shyam के east में, Shyam यहाँ पे है, इसका ईस्ट डायरेक्शन इधर है, तो अदिल इधर है. Who is in north of Zio? Adil is in east of Shyam. Who is in north of Zio means he is talking about Shyam. Shyam is north direction of Zio means Zio must be here. Zio के north में Shyam. Pankaj is in south of Zio. Pankaj इधर होना चाहिए. Which direction of Adil is Pankaj? Adil से Pankaj की direction क्या means position of B Pankaj with respect to Adil is this direction and it is southwest. This is a rotation of axis. If northeast becomes northwest, does not matter. Suppose this were the initials. If northeast become northwest, northeast becomes northwest, means if north has to become northwest, he has to turn 90 degree anti-clockwise. North becomes west means 90 degree anti-clockwise. What will be the south become? South will also turn 90 degree anti-clockwise and it will become east. This is the same question like this. Ram put his timepiece on the table in such a way that at 6 a.m. the hour hand points to the north. So he must be keeping his timepiece like this. At 6 it is pointing north. And what minute so now first show like this and turn it 180 degree this, so everything will look like this. And at task 10:15 the hour will show this west direction. One evening before sunset means evening time it is. This 16th question is a good question. No, not 16th question, 17th question is okay. 16th question here turns 135 degree. He is to turn right at 135 degree. Normally we turn right 90 degree. Suppose it was like this. He is the final point. From here he has to turn राइट साइड में 135 डिग्री. सो इफ़ ही हैड टोल्ड कि यहाँ से राइट टर्न करो तो वो इधर मतलब वो ऐसे जा रहा था, आदमी ऐसे स्टैंड था और बोलता है राइट टर्न करो तो वो 90 डिग्री राइट टर्न कर जाता. बोल रहा है राइट टर्न करो 135. सो इधर से 135 इधर टर्न करना, मतलब ये आदमी इधर फेस करेगा. ये दिस क्वेश्चन इज गुड. पी दिस. सो P is east of Q, Q is north of R is west of S. First fix one point. S. R is west of S. Okay, here R. And Q is north of R. Okay. And P is east of Q. Okay, here P. So what he is asking, S कौन सी डायरेक्शन है P से, P से कौन सी डायरेक्शन में S. So P से S इधर साउथ डायरेक्शन में. This is very easy question. In this question, when he says south, he turns south. North means normal axis, he is turning southeast. No right turn, left turn problem here. If he says person is like here and he is turning south, that means he is turning this direction. No problem here. So let's solve this last question. And the faces north and covers 24 kilometer and turns west. West is in which direction? Here is west. So no problem. Here she will turn west and covers 12. Then turns south. South is downward and covers 6. 6. And turns west again and cover 12. West is this direction. Cover 12. How far is she from starting point? Starting point was here. Join here. She is in northwest and how far? So first this is 18 and this is 24. 24 square plus 18 square is 30 square. 30 under root. So 30 kilometer northwest. So this completes the chapter of directions.